Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video. In this one, I will go over my guild's strategy to substantially increase our chance of winning the Stranglethorn Fishing Extravaganza on a PvP server. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first off guys, what is it and why should you care about it? Well, it is a weekly fishing tournament that begins at 2 PM server time every Sunday in Stranglethorn Vale until 4 PM. During that 2-hour window, there are special pools of fish that will spawn along the coast. There are different fish that you can get from those pools that will yield different rewards. If you win the tournament by being the first player to turn in 40 tasty fish, you can get either a fishing pole with plus 35 fishing skills, which is alright. I mean, it is a slightly better upgrade for the Alliance as they do not have the same fishing pole as the Horde. They have 5 less skills on theirs, so it is a better upgrade, but the trinket is really what you'd be looking for. It gives you underwater breathing and makes you swim faster. It is nothing like an aquatic form like a druid has, but it is still very nice. You can use it to flex on plebeian noobs along the coast once you get it. You can use it to AFK at the bottom of a lake so you don't get ganked. And I guess just swim around faster when you do in fact need to swim. You also have a chance to get rare fish from the pools that can be turned in for fishing items. Notably a 19 twink bis hat, some boots, and a plus 5 fishing enchant for your fishing pole. Before the tournament even begins, there are things that I strongly encourage that you do and that you bring to be ready once the tournament starts. So what you need to do, well, first off, you will want to set your hearth to Booty Bay, as the NPC for the turn-in is right outside of the inn, so obviously it's going to help you tremendously. You'll want to keybind your fishing skill, because it's all about speed and efficiency. You want to keybind it to easily spam the button, so nothing like Alt-P or something like that obviously. If you have a mouse with extra button on the side where your thumb is resting, that would be a good idea obviously. Turn on auto loot so you do not have to click on the fish in the loot window, and that will shave some extra seconds that are going to be extremely valuable. Make sure you have your riding set, so the gloves and boots and chants, if you do not have a talent that already gives you this bonus, for example Pursuit of Justice for a paladin. And that last thing here is optional, you don't have to do it, but it's always good to have some practice, and it's to practice your casts. If you are too close or too far from a fishing pool, your bobber will land outside of it very often, and that will slow you down as you can only fish from the pool if your bobber lands inside the actual pool. Now for what you'll want to bring, you will need first of all a minimum of 225 skills to fish effectively in STV. But real chads actually show it with 300 skills, or even better, 420 baby. No, but seriously, the lures aren't necessary as they mostly slow you down if you already have 225 skills without them. Obviously, you'll want to bring your big iron fishing pole if you're an Alliance player, or your Knack Pagel's Extreme Angler FC 5000 limited edition if you're a Horde player. You'll also want to boost your movement speed, and you can easily do that with the ZG buff for an extra 10%, and if you were revered with the Zendalarian tribe, you can get the movement speed Zenza instead and get a 20% movement speed bonus. I'm pretty sure the ZG buff and the Zenza don't stack together, but if you get both, you can get the 20% movement speed from the Zenza and then the extra stats from the ZG buff, so obviously very nice. You will also want to bring swiftness potions, swim speed potions, and your Azure Silk belt. They are all quite cheap for the benefits that they can grant you in general and for this particular event. If you really want the trinket, it is better to bring too much than not enough, as you never know how it's going to be from week to week. Maybe there wasn't a lot of competition last week, but this week can be totally different, so make sure to expect the unexpected. And now, during the tournament, this is what you'll want to do. You'll want to get at least 10 people to help you out, and you'll want to get both anglers and PvPers. Then, once your whole group is formed, you'll split them into 2 smaller groups, with hopefully 1 warlock in each of them. The first group will be with the angler interested in winning the tournament, and the other one will be in another area looking for pools and locking them down. Obviously, you'll want to help one person a week to get the trinket, but that doesn't mean that someone else in your group cannot turn in their fish if they happen to be ahead of the designated person for whatever reason. It is better to have one of your friends get the win than to let it slip. And, I mean, you can do it every week, so it's not that big of a deal in the end. In the first group, you'll want 2 bodyguards with the angler at all time to protect it from the opposite faction, while the 2 other people will be scouting north and south for pools, upcoming anglers, and threats. There will be a lot of twinks, more than you've ever seen, swarming STV, so you will want to know where they are so they do not interfere with your win. If you only have to concentrate on your bobber and where to fish next, that will save you a lot of time and increase your chance to win the tournament by a lot. Meanwhile, you will have the other group doing pretty much the same thing, looking for the opposite faction and scouting for tasty fish pools. If there are anglers, they can also fish the pools of other participants to slow them down, although twinks are only there for the bis hat and not for the win, so remember that. By having a warlock in each group, you can easily summon your angler from one corner of STV to the other if you are being harassed at either location or if you run out of uncontested pools. You can also summon your angler from pool to pool if they are quite far from one another to save even more time. Therefore, make sure that your warlocks have plenty of shards. In terms of where should you be fishing, I mean, the pools pretty much spawn all along the coast, as you can see here, so you can choose wherever you want to fish. So basically, you keep doing that over and over, and you keep fishing until you have your 40 tasty fish, and at that point, you hearth immediately back to Booty Bay, and you turn in the quest to the goblin in the middle over here. At that point, you get your reward, and he will yell across the zone that so-and-so is the master angler, thus finishing the tournament. Afterwards, the pools will still be available until 4 PM and can still yield the rare fish for the fishing gear quests. If you have a bunch of tasty fish but you didn't get the win, you can turn them in to the NPC on the right for 23 silvers for every 5 fish that you have, so you can make a little bit of money on the side nonetheless. So that's all I have to say about the fishing tournament, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that it will help you get your trinket or your fishing pole, whichever you choose, without much of a headache. We'll see you soon, guys, and in the meantime, as usual, have a good one, take care of yourself, and most importantly, stay blessed.